All right. You rocking and rolling. What's going on, Shay? Yeah, man. Shay, are you with us? Hey, what's up? Is your mic working?
Yes, it is.
Nice. Where you tuning in from?
Texas.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Let's give it a couple of minutes. Hey, okay. What's going on, Lacey? Is your microphone working?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you say anything to me. How are you?
I'm good. How's your week been?
Oh, it's been okay. How's yours?
Good, doing good.
Good.
Give me a quick win for the week.
Um, no. I'm I really don't have one, Kalei. I'm working on one.
Okay. It could be big or small. It could be something
It could
small.
be well,
Just
I can say you're right. I did find a dedicated lane for um a person that's leased on to me. So that's a great game. So I'm happy about that.
you being
It made
humble.
huh?
You being humble tonight, huh?
Yeah, I'm very happy about it. Yeah, I'm very happy about it. My other guy, his driver fell through. And so it's been, kind of frustrating because he wants to me to personally find him a a driver, right? I'm thinking he had a driver until he said, "Oh no, my driver said he didn't want to be over the road or he wanted to be home every night, blah 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 blah." So that's just been frustrating because these bills are steady racking up and your truck is not moving. So today was just the day just trying to put stuff out there for him to get a driver, and but it'll work itself out. It's just been very frustrating, but that is a win. I'm very happy I was able to find my other person a consistent lane.
Yeah, that's a huge win.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's nice. Well, cool,
thank you.
guys. I'm sure a couple of people will trickle in, but I don't want to. I want to be respectful of Steve, his time. This is the founder of the TMS platform.
Hey guys, nice to meet you.
So he's just gonna walk through a demo, a quick training on how to use the platform, kind of go over the benefits of how you can actually use it in your operation, whether that's to save time, whether that's to be more efficient, or just keep track of things, right? Just staying organized. So, and then at the end, if you guys have a few questions, you can kind of, just save them for the end. But the floor is yours, Steve, if you wanna.
Okay, sure. So I'll start by sharing my screen, if that's okay. I may need you to give permission on that, Calais.
Got you, 1 second. Okay, go for it.
Okay, tell me if you guys can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll provide a little bit of backstory. I got involved in dispatching several years back. My track record, I have a decent amount of experience working with different software projects. What I realized is as dispatchers, most of us face the same problems. Much of what we do, it's very fragmented, it's very repetitive. And there's no cohesive solution that kind of encompasses exactly what we need. So our goal was to build that solution. Our company's name is ApolloE. We built a software called Dispatch One, and the goal is essentially one dashboard that allows a dispatcher to do every aspect of their job from one single dashboard. So within that dashboard, we have 7 different products: a carrier network, a dispatch dashboard, a smart load board, an email integration, chat center, smart maps, and a financial dashboard. So I'll kind of start to run through, if that's okay. So the first part we'll start is the carrier network. Now this is like a demo account for a company 7 dispatch. So some of this information is accurate, some of it is just kind of all over the place, but it should be enough to kind of give you guys an understanding of how the platform works and where it may be of benefit to you. So the first thing is, as a dispatcher, the first thing that you need to do is you need to onboard a carrier. This usually involves you have a long, PDF document of a carrier packet that you send out through DocuSign or you send out through email. And what we realize is if the onboarding path is difficult, then it's already a bad start to the relationship. Carriers sometimes are very direct and very to the point, so they don't like for things to be difficult. So we try to make it as easy as possible to onboard a carrier. What I'll do is I'll walk through an example. Calais, you can play the carrier if you'd like, and then show you guys how simple it is to go through the onboarding process. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
All right, so to onboard a carrier, all you do is you come here and you click add new carrier. You type their email. What's the best email that I should put for you, Calais? You there, Calais?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I put it in the chat for you. It's
Okay.
Calais.
I got it.
Calais at
Okay.
systemizedgrowth.com.
Yep, I got it. Give me 1 second.
All right. Dang, I spelled both of them wrong.
Okay. Let me see here. And then if you hit invite with default contract, then you should receive an invitation. Hold on 1 second. Okay, systemized growth.
Put an A at the beginning after the K.
Is it here? It may be the domain ending. Yeah, it may be the domain ending systemized growth. Let me see. Do you have a Gmail or anything we can test with?
Calais Poteet at Gmail.
Okay. Poteat?
Yeah, at Gmail.
Okay, try that. So let me know if you should receive an invite, and then I'll let you share your screen.
Okay.
That one that people were bringing slides with bells and whistles, and ours was plain. And then
Walker. All right, so let's see. Okay, invited to 7 dispatch.
I think I see, I think right now we're looking at truckleads.io.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. 1 second.
Okay, so this is basically essentially the invite that the carrier will see. So for example, in this example, our company's name is 7 Dispatch. So whatever your dispatch company's name will autofill, and it'll say, they've invited you to become a carrier. So if you click the Get Started button, now this is what the carrier will see. It's mobile optimized as well. So basically they just enter their information. So you can enter in, whatever dummy information. You select your role. So if you're the owner or manager, then you enter in your company information. And it may prompt you for an MC and DOT number.
Okay.
And then you can upload. So basically you can upload any document. Go ahead and try to do the operating authority. So this is where it would prompt the carrier to upload their documents. And try to hit continue. If you hit continue, you'll see that there's a red box that pops up around W9 and COI. One thing we realize as dispatchers is sometimes carriers will just try to fly through the sign-up process. And at the end of the day, you guys don't have what you need. So we made it mandatory for them to upload those 3 documents. Now we'll ask if they use a factoring company. You can select yes. If they do, then our database, we have a dropdown which allows them to select whatever factoring company that they use. And then this is where they'll add their equipment. So for example, they'll add the truck type that they have, truck number, trailer number, if they have one assigned, as well as the driver name, phone number, name, email, and phone number. Calais, if you're open to, what you can do is you can maybe put your actual phone number. Because in the end, I'll dispatch a load and then we'll see if, the, like the sample text message goes out, the dispatch goes out.
Gotcha.
And then if they have any endorsements, you can select it right from there. And then hit continue. The final thing we ask if they drive over the road, if they click yes and hit continue, we tried to make it as simple as possible. So all they have to do is select the regions that they drive. And they can hit continue. So at this point, our system will automatically generate a contract. If they want to preview the agreement, they can click to preview agreement and it will show. The agreement, we've built it in a modular fashion so that it auto-populates with whatever your company information is. So all of those variable fields, our company name, the carrier's company name, the percentage that we charge, the type of equipment that the carrier has, those things will all be pre-built into the contract. We have non-circumvention and non-solicitation clauses that are also pre-built in. If you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see it will be addressed and signed and dated with the actual carrier information, the carrier signature, as well as the dispatch company's signature. So this way, the carrier packet is automatically built out for you, as soon as you send the invitation. And if they want to complete the sign-up process, they just hit close and then they hit submit. Okay. So at that point, the carrier that's essentially the experience that the carrier will walk through. It's the exact same from a mobile phone. So most carriers usually get onboarded from a mobile phone. But we tried to make it as easy as possible, and I'll show you guys how it reflects on the dashboard. But I'd like to take a quick pause here and just see, do you guys have any questions in terms of the process that we just went through?
No, it's self-explanatory.
Okay,
Yeah, I
Cool.
like it. It's very streamlined.
thank you. So I will go ahead, I'll share my screen now. So you guys can kind of see what it looks like on the carrier side. Hold on one second.
I had a question
Yeah,
in
sure.
regards to the onboarding process. So in this process, we don't need a notice of assignment just yet to onboard them?
So that is if they have that document, they can upload it there. So that's one of the documents that are needed, it's offered for them when they upload their documents. However, for the most part, the 3 documents that you absolutely need for every single load is operating authority, W-9, and certificate of insurance. So we made those 3 mandatory. Some carriers have notice of assignment, some don't. Some use factoring, some don't. So we didn't make that one mandatory, but if they do have a notice of assignment, they can absolutely upload it.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and refresh this here. And then you'll see this new carrier that just signed up. Clay didn't put in an MC or DOT number, so it's not showing here, but you'll see the carrier that signs up. If you click here, you'll be able to view the carrier information, their address, email, location, their tax classification, MC number, DOT number. You can see their truck type, it's color coded, as well as the regions that they drive. Here you see the contact information of the owner, as well as the driver, their factoring company information, as well as any documents. So if you click here, it will automatically open up whatever documents they uploaded. And then if you want to view their contract, so for example, their carrier packet, I just simply click contract. It'll open up the carrier packet that this person just filled out. If I scroll down to the bottom, then I'll see, this is the name, signature, date, everything is already pre-filled in. It has the regions that they drive. It has his truck type. So you see he has 1 flatbed. So this is a dynamic contract that automatically gets built based on whatever information that the carrier put in. Does that kind of make sense so far?
I think we got a question. Ginger, do you have a question?
Yes, I do. So when we're initially setting up our profile in the system, we're able to upload what our fees are, our
Yep.
logos and all of that, correct?
Yep, exactly. And I'll get to that. I'll get to that a little bit later on in the demo, but you're exactly correct. Once you set up your profile, you'll be able to select the services that you offer, how you charge, if you charge by percentage, what percent do you charge? Upload your logo so that it shows within the contract. All of that you can easily edit from directly within the dashboard. Any other questions?
Yes, one more thing. I don't charge a percentage, I do a flat rate. Is that contract able to do that?
Yes, it is. And I'll show you how we
Okay.
can do it as well. Okay, cool. So again, so this is where you'll see, again, over time, all the carriers that you onboard. This is where you can see all the different carriers that you've onboarded over time. Their truck type is color coordinated to make it easy to identify. Once you send an invite, it will show here in pending. So for example, let's say we sent out an invite, we'll be able to see, this was sent at this time, it's in requested status, or once they've opened it up, they viewed it, whatever it is. If we want to resend it, you just click this button, you can resend the invite. Once they complete the setup, then they will show over here in their complete, in the completed carriers. Now, the next part of the carrier network is the actual network tab itself. Now, this is important because what most dispatchers struggle with is churn, right? You onboard a carrier today, they sound great. By tomorrow, they want to be home every other day. And, this carrier doesn't sound like the ideal client. So what you end up doing is, let's say over the course of a year, you may have spoken to 20, 30, 40 different carriers, and you may have even onboarded them, but you may only actively be working with 5 or 6 of them, right? Or 10 of them, whatever that number is. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to figure out a way where those carriers, essentially, you're still able to extract value from them. So this carrier network basically keeps track of every single carrier that you've onboarded. It shows the total number of carriers within your network, the total number of new carriers, as well as the total number of trucks and the total number of new trucks. This graph shows your network growth over time, right? So you can see how your network is growing and expanding as you build your business. We also show the network composition. So like I said, each truck type is color coordinated. So you can see here we have primarily dry vans. We have 21 dry vans within our network, 14 box trucks, 4 power onlys, 3 hot shots, 5 flatbeds, and a reefer, 2 reefers and sprinters, right? And then we also show where they're located geographically. So for example, as you're dispatching, part of what you want to be doing is building relationships. You may have a broker that reaches out to you and says, hey, I have some dedicated lanes coming out of California. Do you have any trucks out there? Now, you may not be actively dispatching a carrier that's in California, but you can easily come here, look at your map and say, hey, I got this guy. You click, you see his information, and then you reach out to him. Hey, man, I have some lanes coming out of California. This is for a drive-in. Are you interested? Yes or no? Drivers, most times, they're about their funds. So they just kind of, hey, I'll take it. And if that's the case, then you can immediately book that load. You don't need to go through getting that carrier set up because he's already set up in your system and you already have access to all of his documents right here. Does that make sense so far?
Sounds good, Steve.
All right, cool. So next we'll hop over to the dispatch dashboard. This is essentially where you can dispatch out the loads. Here we show an overview of how many loads you've completed, how many new carriers you have, the average rate per mile, and the new trucks. These are the drivers that have been onboarded in your system. We're working on building and releasing a driver app. So if the drivers are offline, their status will be reflecting here if they're online, as well as their location. These you can filter by, so let's say if you can filter by different time periods, month, year, week, and the data will populate accordingly. Now, if you want to keep track of the loads that you've dispatched, you can come here. And this will show you all of the different loads that you've dispatched so far. If you want to dispatch a new load, you can simply click this button to hit add new load, and you can simply build a load from right within here. Now, this is a sample rate confirmation that was booked several months back. I'll use this for example. If you come here and you want to, let's say you want to upload the rate confirmation, all you have to do is come within the system, choose the rate confirmation that you want to upload. So give me 1 second. Let me find one here. So let's say we select the rate confirmation, and then we have an AI engine that what it does is it reads the rate confirmation, it automatically extracts the data, and it builds the load for you. So you don't have to go back and forth, copying the address, coming here, pasting the address. It basically builds it all for you. For the most part, it's pretty accurate. There's always small nuances because every single rate confirmation is this one. So let's say we add the size and select the equipment type. Then you can select the carrier. So in this situation, let's say we want to look through our carriers and, we just onboarded Calais. Once you select the carrier, then it's going to allow you to select whatever driver is associated with that carrier. So let's say I select this driver here. We have a check mark. Sometimes some owners like for their drivers to receive the rate confirmations. Sometimes they don't. By default, it is checked to allow the driver to receive the rate confirmation. If you don't want to, then you can uncheck it. But let's say for this example, we want to do so, and we hit dispatch load. Once we hit dispatch load, it should automatically dispatch that load right out to the driver. Now, this is our demo account, so I'm not sure if it'll go through in real time. But Calais, let me know if you received a text message at all.
Yeah, so I had an email come up. It says load dispatch, has a pickup address, destination, load number, load rate, load weight, load trailer type, trailer size. And I can also click a button to pull up the rate confirmation.
Yep. So our system, basically it sends an email and a text message out to the driver. We want to make it as easy as possible for the drivers to receive the dispatch. So they'll receive everything in a format that's very simple for them. They can simply tap it from their phone and it will open up in whatever, routing software is native for them, whether it's Google Maps, Apple Maps, Waze, whatever it is. And then if they need, we provide a link which connects them directly to that rate confirmation. So once they have delivered the load, let's say they are, let's say they're on the load right now. If you click here, it will show the actual load that they're on. It will show the actual route on the map. And then as we release the driver app, you'll eventually be able to see, their live location and tracking in real time on this map. And then once they deliver the load, you can simply come here to update the status. Let's say we want to change this to completed. It will prompt you to upload a file. So this is where you would upload a copy of the, proof of delivery or the BOL. So let's say we upload a file and hit upload. At that point, the load will then be marked as completed. So this essentially is created for you not to have to be able to keep track of things manually. Every single load that you dispatch, it will be tracked right here. If a load is completed, you can come over here to the completed loads. And then you can view all of the load details. I mean, all of the completed loads, the details associated with that load, their status. So whether it was completed, whether it was canceled. If a load was completed, you can open it up. It should show you the rate confirmation, as well as, let's say, like the proof of delivery. It'll open up the proof of delivery for you to see. So this allows you to keep track of all the loads that you've moved, as well as all of the documents that are associated with that specific load. Make sense?
I had a question. When you said that you sent the information regarding the load, like the rate con, when they receive it via text message, because my driver, he just looks at like text message, you don't go through emails. Will it give him like the pickup numbers and everything like that so he can access it fully, or will he have to open the email to access the full rate con?
No, it gets sent out both ways. So what I'm doing, this is a demo account. So sometimes the text messages, aren't necessarily connected to the demo account, but usually in the live environment, as long as you have the driver phone number, it will get sent to their email as well as directly to their text message.
Okay.
Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll hop into the smart load board. So again, another, let me see here. Another thing that a lot of carriers do is they're searching through loads all day. So we have what's called a smart load board. This basically it allows them to access all of their load boards from one dashboard. We're still working on integrating with others, but right now we have an integration built out with 123 load board. So let me see if this connects. I know it's in the demo environment. Basically what you do is if you have an active 123 load board account, you would connect it. You enter your credentials, and then you'll see the icon show up here. So this shows that it's connected to 123 load board. We're working on adding others, DAT, Truck Stop, and a few others. Right now, there's a lot of, load board providers are very picky with creating dispatcher accounts. So that's what's kind of led to a delay. But I'll show you an example of how it should work. So let's say we have a driver in Atlanta. Second. Hold on. Oh, no, 1 second. Service.
Being that y'all already work with the 123 load board, do you see that it has more like more load options than the other load boards, or is just a preference of you all?
You mean more loads? I'm sorry, bro.
Yes,
maybe
like
my
more load options as far as like, variety for different type of trucks.
If I'm being 100% honest, I've spent most of my time and I've booked most of my loads off of DAT. Yeah, so I've booked most of my loads off of DAT. Let me move a little bit. My service may be a little choppy. I spent most of my time working off of DAT personally, so I kind of have a slight personal bias in that
Let me ask
direction.
you this.
The one thing that I do like about one load board, however, is they're very forward thinking. We have a really good relationship with their team, and they're one of the few load board providers that offer dispatcher accounts directly. So you don't necessarily need to be, you know, a carrier or a broker to create an account with them. You know, you can have, if you're a dispatcher, you can create an account directly and then you can start searching for loads. So for a lot of early dispatchers who don't necessarily have, you know, an authority or MC number they can work with, it's a good way to just kind of get your feet wet. But my personal, you know, most of my experience has come from working on off of DAT load board.
Okay.
Okay, so these are all loads that are being pulled in real time. So you can see these are the most recent, you know, these were posted 7 seconds ago, 39 seconds ago. So you can choose, you know, let's say you click here, it will show the load details here. As long as they have a rate posted, then it'll show, you know, what the length, I mean, the distance for the trip, the amount of deadhead, the rate, as well as what that rate per mile is with deadhead and without deadhead, so that you don't have to calculate that. It'll show the broker information here. We're also working on building an email integration where if you have Gmail or Outlook, you'll eventually be able to connect your email right here on the side. And then you can click the email button and then it will automatically pre-populate a subject line, you know, hey, I'm interested in this, you know, Albany, Georgia to Green Bay, Wisconsin load. Can you give me more details? Right? That way you're not coming here, copying and pasting and typing up emails, because that consumes a lot of time, especially for dispatchers working off of the load board. So the goal is as we add more integrations, these all say 1, 2, 3 load board, but the vision is, you know, this will be able to be a 1, 2, 3. This may be from DAT, this may be from Truck Stop, this may be from CH Robinson. The goal is to have one load board where you can pull loads in from all, you know, from all your different load board sources, just to make it more streamlined for you guys so that you don't have to be bouncing back and forth between tabs all day. Cool, cool, cool. So I will hop over to, so this is the chat center. This is basically like a chat feature that's built into the driver app that we're building. So this is coming soon. Then we have a smart maps feature. So what most dispatchers, as a dispatcher, what you're doing or what you're going to be doing is basically calculating, you know, routes and profitability all day. So let's say, for example, we have a driver that's empty in, you know, Miami, God forbid, and a load picks up in Orlando, and, you know, it delivers in Atlanta to Atlanta. If you search, it's going to show you the distance, you know, his deadhead. So how far is he from his origin to pickup, as well as the loaded miles. So I'll break that down here, deadhead, loaded, total miles, as well as the duration. Now, this is good in terms of negotiating with brokers in real time. So for example, let's say, you know, this load is posted, you know, for $1,000. You know, all you have to do is put the rate in that it's posted for, and then you'll see, hey, this is, you know, 228 per mile without the deadhead. But if you include the deadhead, then this load, the profitability drops down to $1.48 per mile. If you're working with a carrier and you know his break-even point, his or her break-even point, and that carrier says, hey, you know, I need to be with my deadhead, I need to be at $2.25 per mile. All you have to do is type that in here, and then it's automatically going to calculate the rate. So if I'm on the phone with the broker in real time negotiating, I just have to put in whatever the driver's break-even point is, and it will tell me the dollar amount that I need to negotiate on that to make sure that this is a profitable load for that broker. So this just helps to speed up your negotiation instead of, you know, using Google Maps in one tab and then using the calculator on your phone and to try to calculate the profitability of each load. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're almost done. Next we have the financial dashboard. This is basically the overall summary. Whenever you complete a load, basically the revenue will be reflected here. So going back to one of the earlier questions, when you sign up for an account, you're going to set up how you charge. Now, 99% of our dispatchers, they charge they charge a percentage per load, whether it's a fixed percentage or a variable percentage. So the way this dashboard is optimized right now, again, we're in beta, so we're still making improvements and collecting feedback, but this is set to calculate revenue based on a percentage of each load that's completed. So for example, if I book a load and let's say I charge 10% and I book a load that pays $1,000, in theory, my commission on that load will be $100. So if I come here in the dispatch dashboard and I mark that load as complete, as you guys saw me do earlier, I come here and I mark that load as complete. At that point in my financial dashboard, that dollar amount, that gross revenue, will increase by $100. If I want to see a breakdown of all of the loads, then I come here. This will show me a breakdown of all of the loads that we've completed. Their pickup date, city, delivery date, city, the dollar amount, so the rate, the percentage that's charged for that load, and what the gross revenue is. We're working on building out an integration with QuickBooks so that you will be able to, at the click of a button, press a button, build out an invoice, and then quickly send the invoice to the carrier. Once the carrier then pays that invoice, then you will be able to, then you'll receive a notification basically saying, hey, this invoice has been paid. So this allows you to keep track of all of the loads that you have pending, all the payments that you have pending. Again, this is a demo account, so a lot of this is just dummy information. But you'll be able to keep track of all of the loads, all your payments, and the status associated with each payment. And then the last part that we'll go over is the settings tab. So this is where you'll update your company information. This will be pre-populated with the information that you put in when you sign up for an account. Here you can update your logo. So you can adjust your company information. This is your business info. You can select the truck types. So you can select the truck types that you dispatch. Let's say I do dry van, reefer, flatbeds, and sprinter vans, and then I hit update. Once you hit update on any of these, it will automatically update within your contract. These are the services that you offer. So you see we offer dispatching as well as invoicing and billing. And then this is where you can set your fee. So like I said, most people charge based on a percentage. If they do so, let's say we click percentage and you hit continue, it will ask, do you charge a fixed percentage or variable percentage? Ginger, I see you have a question.
Yes, I might have missed a different webinar. I'm glad I'm on this one.
It's
I
okay.
think you guys had one where you're talking about how you guys get carriers. Did I miss that webinar too, or no? I'm just trying to. I remember the email. I'm looking at the email that you guys sent out. Did you have a separate webinar for that one?
Hold that question to the end, Ginger. I'll answer that at the end.
Okay, that'll work.
Okay.
Yep. Cool. So if you choose percentage, you can select whether you charge a fixed percentage or a variable percentage. A fixed percentage basically means you charge the same percent for every single load. If you charge, let's say you charge a variable percentage, then you can charge a different percentage for the different truck types. And you'll see that when you set up the actual account. Also, if you charge based on a flat fee, you can select what that fee is, and we assign it per week. So we charge $225 per week, whatever it is, you can do that as well. And then if you charge, no one really does hourly, but it's there as an option. So this is kind of how you can set the terms. The contract is what most people, want to see. So we have a really good partner that we've worked with who, they have a really good contract from a dispatcher side. We've optimized it. We added some of these variable fields. So when you see these little squiggly lines, that basically means that this information will auto-populate based on whatever information is preset. So you see up here, my name is Steve Solomon and our company name is 7 Dispatch. So here, it's automatically going to input our company logo. Here, it's automatically going to put my company name. And here, it's going to put the company phone number and email. So you don't need to do anything to this. So this is already pre-built as is. Now, we made it so that if you wish, let's say you want to add a specific clause or something that's not in here, and you wanted to say, don't call me on Sundays, right? You can add that to your contract. You can hit update. And then once you hit update, every single time you send this contract out from now on, it's going to have your clause basically saying, don't call me on Sundays or whatever you want to put in there. If you want to preview how it looks, you simply click this preview button. It'll show you the contract with your logo. And then in the blue, these will be all of the variable fields. So all of these blue fields will be the things that will change based on the different carriers who sign up. So you see this will be their information. This will be their information. This will be their information. This will be specific to that carrier as well as this. So we try to make it as user-friendly as possible for people to see their contract, have a clear understanding of what's in their contract, but make any edits just in case they, in case they wish to. Now, does anyone have questions regarding this specific part? Okay, I think we're good there. So we're almost done. The last part, we'll go into the users. Let's say as you're building out your dispatch company, you want to add a team. So you want to add a team member, or you want to add a dispatcher that works with you. So you're able to, if you hit add new user, you can simply put their first name, last name, email, and then select their role, whether you want to give them a dispatcher access or an admin access based on the role. So let's say, based on the role, they'll have different permissions for different things. Once you hit add, then they will receive an invite. That way, whenever they want to log in, they can log in using their email. If you ever stop working with them for whatever reason, you can then at that point take away their privilege, and then make sure that none of the information in your actual database is compromised. The last part is we have this copy carrier invitation link. So for example, earlier I sent Calais an invitation by adding his email. With this copy carrier invitation link, you can paste the link directly and it will open up your sign up page. What a lot of people use this for is they embed this in their website. So for example, this is a copy of, this is our website. On your website, you can have your landing page, and then you can simply put a button that says, become a carrier. So whatever reason, if someone gets to your website through social media, they go to your website, they click become a carrier. At that point, it automatically opens up to your carrier onboarding link. They fill in the information. Once they submit that information, you receive an email that a new carrier just signed up. And then if you go within your dashboard, that carrier's information pops right up within the dashboard. And then you can start looking for loads for them. So I know I ran through a lot pretty quickly. But that's pretty much the entire dashboard. Again, what we wanted to do is we wanted to try to make it so that a dispatcher can do every aspect of their job from one single dashboard. We have more features that we're working on releasing, but yeah. So let me know. Do you guys have any questions, comments, concerns?
This is Ginger.
sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Miss Ginger. I'm sorry.
Will you guys have it where we can build the carrier and collect from the platform, or is that still something separate? I know you're talking about integrating with QuickBooks, but do you have it like integrated with, can you integrate it with Stripe or doing ACH or whatever? Do you have that integrated? So like when you send them, when it's time for them to pay, they can just put in the, you understand what I'm asking?
Yeah, absolutely. So not yet. That's definitely something we have on our roadmap. There are a lot of different ways carriers collect payments, whether it's through Cash App, Zelle, Stripe. So we're working on, we want to basically eventually have all the integrations. So whatever you use, you can do it directly from within the dashboard. We recently launched our beta version of the software, just a few months ago. So we're still in the early stages in terms of collecting feedback, building out new features. But yes, that's absolutely something that we have on our roadmap. It's not built yet, but it's definitely something that we have on our roadmap. Okay, I think there was another question.
No, that kind of answered my question as far as paying out. If you have like a document for us to directly take it out through that site here, just in case, you may get a carrier that forgets to pay. That you automatically can have them sign that paperwork to receive that
gotcha.
payment.
So yeah, right now QuickBooks is the first one that we're integrating with. I'm sorry, say that last part one more time.
No, I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, so I was saying QuickBooks is the first one that we're integrating with, but we definitely want to, we definitely welcome any suggestions of, what you guys would like to see. Because we have several others that we want to add as well. And it's just a matter of prioritizing, which one we want to build next. But we want to make it so that whatever is convenient to you guys, essentially that option is there. As long as the technical implementation makes sense, we definitely want to make that available.
I can't remember if you said that we could send the driver the invoice at the end of the week to collect payment or not. I can't remember if you said that feature's in there or not. It doesn't necessarily mean you have the payment portion integrated, but it's that portion integrated. So you understand what I'm asking? So it could automatically
Yes,
generate the
100%.
thing to send to them.
Yep. So we're actually working on a release right now. It should be released by this Monday. But we've worked on a few updates the past 2 to 3 weeks where you'll be able to come to loads. There'll be another section here that says invoice. So right now it says dashboard and loads. There'll be another tab that says invoice. You can click invoice. Then you'll be able to select the carrier. Once you select the carrier, it will show all of the completed loads for that carrier. And then you can press the button and it basically builds out an invoice. So yeah, we're absolutely working on that. And yeah, we're definitely working on that. And I'm more than glad to let you guys know, once that update is
Let me,
released.
on that invoice, I'm glad you brought that up. On that invoice, would we be able to put our, because I don't do food with Cash App because they've been messing with people money. Will we be able to put our Zelle QR code or Zelle email? Well, we're generating that email, that invoice is sent to that carrier. Would we be able to, for instance, if we accept Zelle, put the QR code? Could we put it on the invoice for them to go ahead and pay right then? Or are you guys working on?
That's a good point. This is what I'll do. Because I think, Kale, you're recording this meeting, right?
Correct.
Okay, so maybe afterwards, Kalei can share the meeting with me, and then what I'll do is I'll also share this with my dev team. I like that idea. I want to look into the technical feasibility. So, definitely let us know however you guys usually collect payment, and we'll see kind of what's the best way to do so. Invoicing is kind of broken up into different steps. The first part is you have to know the loads and the amount that's being collected. And then the second part is you have to, know the channels in which you accept payment through. So yeah, that's definitely something we can look into in terms of the most efficient way to do so. That's the first time that I've had someone share that idea in that respect, in terms of being able to add your Zelle or whatever QR code. But that's definitely something I can absolutely have the dev team look into.
What are you guys using specifically to collect payments right now? Is it Stripe?
So right now the way we do it is we have it built out with QuickBooks. So QuickBooks is done where, let's say like someone has, so for example, for our company, we have a QuickBooks account that we use. And what we've done is we built out the integration to where essentially it will show the loads that are, pending. We can select the carrier, Calais Trucking Corp, and it'll show Calais moved 5 loads. Each load paid $1,000. We charge 10%, so that's $500. And then at the press of a button, we can send it out. Now, the actual payment processing kind of engine underneath is done through QuickBooks. So the next one that we're probably going to be building out it may be Stripe. Stripe has really good documentation and pretty much everyone uses it. But we started with QuickBooks because a lot of the mechanisms were kind of already built, and they're one of the most reputable in the industry, so to speak.
I appreciate that, Steve. Yeah, I was asking everybody else, like, what are you guys using to like accept payments from drivers currently?
Zelle and Stripe.
I have a quick question about the QuickBooks feature. Like I use QuickBooks when I invoice. Will it send them an invoice for each load, or will it be an itemized invoice for like a weekly payment?
So it will give you the option to build that out. Basically, the way it's going to work is once you select the invoice tab, it will give you a drop down of all your carriers. You will then select the carrier. And then once you select the carrier, it will show you all of the pending loads for that carrier. If you want to select all and add them all to one invoice, then you can do so. If you say, hey, we booked 5 loads, but only 4 of them were delivered, so I want to select the first 4 and add the first 4 loads to this invoice, then you can do that as well. So it will give you the option to select which loads you want on that invoice. But like how we've dispatched previously is I usually like to send the invoice for the week, right? So this load, you moved X amount of loads. I add all of those loads to one invoice and they pay it all at once.
Okay, thank you.
When I Quick question. When you showed the gross feature, the gross revenue feature, that's not the gross from the trucks, that's the gross for the actual company, correct?
Yes, that's the gross from the dispatcher. And the way that number is the way this number is calculated is it takes, whatever, again, this will take whatever dollar amount you are, whatever percentage you charge, multiply that by the loads that are completed, and then it will add up to this number. So again, if a load pays $1,000, you charge 10%. Once you mark that load as complete, then your gross revenue will show $100. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Mhm.
Got you. Any thoughts, any feedback? What do you guys like about it the most? And what do you kind of want to see more of from it?
Do you know when you guys were, because you think, I know you got one, two, three, but as we both know, that is pretty much the leading low board out there. Um, do you know how soon you'd be looking at integrating that? Or even, I don't know if you guys heard of Cloud Trucks. They actually pull from all low boards as well. I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys ever looked into maybe because it might be a workaround having to deal
Well,
with the other companies. I'm just curious.
yeah, so how Cloud Trucks works is Cloud Trucks, they're basically almost like a substitute for companies looking to lease on. So they have an authority, it's kind of like they offer an authority that carriers can lease onto and they charge a percentage for. So in essence, they're not a dispatch platform. They, in a certain respect, can almost kind of be looked at as like a carrier. Now DAT, they offer carrier accounts and broker accounts, but recently they've put restrictions on dispatcher accounts.
I know.
We we've been going back and forth with them. It's an uphill battle for sure. They've been probably the most requested, them and maybe Truck Stop second. So it's very hard to, again, it's very, very hard to set a date. What we're working to do is, kind of get some, kind of put together like a formal request of, this is the platform that we have. These are our users. They use your platform anyway, whether it's directly or it's a workaround, they're going to get access to your platform anyway. This is a platform that we're building to kind of help streamline and organize things. So, we want to see what we can do to gain access. So unfortunately, we don't have an exact date yet. We are kind of actively going back and forth with them, but we're doing our absolute best. It's just unfortunate that not only DAT, Truck Stop is like that as well too. Truck Stop, they kind of have a hard pause on creating dispatcher accounts. So what we may end up doing is we may end up communicating some type of workaround to where it's really kind of like a carrier account, and then a dispatcher is assigned to the carrier, and then they're able to access it through the platform. But we're not 100% sure exactly how it's going to look yet.
Are you going to go over pricing for this particular platform? And is the guy going to address the other question I had as far as the marketing to bring on additional drivers?
Yeah, so I'll show you kind of the pricing. So like I mentioned, we launched a few months ago. So our biggest thing is to try to collect feedback, iterate on the product as we build and release more features. So we're gonna have 3 plans, a Plus, a Pro, and a Premium. Right now, we've basically marketed the Plus as our beta, which is just early access. So our Plus is $39 per month, the Pro is $99 per month, and the Premium is $249 per month. The differences in the plan, the different features will kind of be broken down here. You get access to different things. As we mentioned, since we're still in beta, we're still building and releasing a lot of these features. So you'll see coming soon. So what we've done for the beta users who sign up, we've just made it $39 per month. And for the most part, you get access to everything. Later on, once we release more features, then if you want to upgrade, you can do so. But this way, at least you're able to kind of get started for the lowest price possible. And then, you'll have everything that's marked here kind of as checked off, you'll have access to that. There's no limit in terms of the amount of, the amount of users you can create, the amount of profiles for the most part. It's unlimited right now. The biggest thing that we want to stress for our beta users is we want to create a relationship where it's an exchange of feedback. Hey, I was using it, this bug happened, or hey, I was using it and I like this feature and I didn't like this feature. Or hey, I tried to invite a carrier, but he had a specific email at systemized growth, and for some reason it didn't get sent out to that email. That's all a very natural part of building software at the early stage. So if you guys do, we basically have it 39 per month. If you decide to pay for the yearly plan, you save an additional 25% if you pay yearly. But for the most part, like I said, we're in the beta phase, so you guys will be able to get access to the cheapest pricing plan.
Okay, quick question. On the beta stage, I think you mentioned, I just want to make sure, it's at $39 per dispatcher, or can you go that part again? And does it include all the features that you went over tonight?
Yes. So you can, for the most part, you can honestly kind of ignore this where it says, $10. Basically, the way it's going to work is it's $39 per month. That allows you to add up to 3 users. So let's say you have a team member of, you can have up to 3 dispatcher accounts, you and 2 other employees. You will be able to have all the features that we went over tonight. Like I said, there won't be any limits behind anything. The reason being is because since we are in beta, we're still building and releasing some of these features. So that's kind of our way of saying, thank you for being an early adapter. Every single thing we went over tonight, you'll be able to get access to. As you grow and build your business, we want to kind of be the infrastructure that you build your business upon. And if there's any feedback that you can give or any features that you'd like to see added, feel free to share that. And again, if we have the capacity and things make sense, we're glad to kind of build and implement that for you guys.
What if you have what's the price? I'm just throwing this out there. What if you have more than 3 people? Then what is it per additional person, or is it just only built for up to 3 people?
Yeah, so the pricing is going to be where it's $10 per additional user. If you
Okay.
have more.
Okay.
All right. I know we have a couple of people that kind of came on late. If you want, I could send the replay to you guys if you just have any questions around what this exactly is. But Ginger, I'll answer your question really quick if you want to kind of
Yeah. So the question I asked, the email, I got an email from you guys, I think it was a while back, but the email that you sent tonight was also mentioning, I guess you guys have the platform in which you actually help bring on carriers or nurture carriers or something. And so when I saw that and I saw, okay, I can see how this can be a 1-2 punch. So can you go over that? Is it the same situation? I'm just curious. And what's the pricing on that one?
Okay. You wanna touch base on that, Calais?
Yes, really quick. I'll share my screen really fast. All right, let's see. So that's I'm not sure if you've seen this yet. It's called Truck Leads. So essentially what we're doing is this is kind of like invite only. We're only working with 5 people each quarter, just because of qualified owner operators being in high demand right now. We want to make sure that we can meet the needs of the people that we're working with. But essentially what we do is we generate the leads for you using Ad Creative's headlines and copy that we've tested. We will actually call the leads for you, nurture the leads. So as soon as the lead comes in or is generated, our team starts to nurture them for you. And then we also book the leads onto your calendar. So once the lead is contacted, we qualify, schedule them for an appointment with you to get started with your services or hear more about your guys' business. So essentially it'll be more so the marketing department inside of the company. If you guys are looking to bring on at least 5+ trucks or qualified owner operators every 30 days. But we do have a few requirements that we want to make sure that we meet before we can move forward. We don't want to invite or give an invitation to just anyone. We want to make sure that they, for one, are experienced dispatchers, just to keep the integrity of everyone's business intact. you know, the last thing I want to do is just give an owner operator to someone who, for one, has little to no experience, or, you know, just getting started. So what I'll do is I'll put a link into the chat with the link to schedule a time. If you feel like this is something that you want to kind of dive into a little bit more, then just feel free to book a discovery call. We'll just figure out if this might be something that could work for you, if it's aligning with your goals and whatnot. But hopefully that kind of helps a little bit. Okay, positive vibes.
Yeah, I'll book it. I've got the link. I'm gonna book it now.
Okay, perfect. Well, positive vibes and Miss Samantha, do you guys want to introduce yourselves? Kind of tell us a little bit about what you guys are working on.
I previously was doing dispatching. Now I'm trying to get back into it, but I've already spoken to you before. I just been busy. I work for a transportation collection agency right now, and I'm doing a lot of work. So I'm just trying to get back into doing my own thing as well as transitioning with my job.
Okay, got you.
But I know that my job can help me as well because I talk to brokers all day, every day. That's all I do. And get them to try to pay these bills that they don't want to pay. But it also helps me see which ones not to work with.
100%. Was glad to speak with you again. Good to hear some
And
updates.
I do want the recording because I thought I'm in a different time zone, so this would mess me up. I thought it was 8 o'clock. That's when he said.
Yeah, we'll have this recording out for you. Just keep your eyes on your emails, and they'll come in for you. So that's good to know. Congratulations on, you know, making the effort to get, you know, the business back started and hopefully making that transition soon. Positive vibes. Did you want to kind of go next? Or not? Perfectly fine. Yeah, what did you guys think about ApolloE? Do you feel like it's something that could potentially help your businesses?
Yes, this is Ginger.
Okay. And which way do you think it could help the most?
With everything being so integrated, I've looked at a couple of other systems. I don't want to mention them on the call. One of them does actually integrate with that, but their pricing model is kind of steep. And it's I would say, I guess, because when you have a company that you guys are new, when you have companies that's a little bit established, they have a tendency to be interesting with their pricing. So I am looking at, other companies. I just look forward to when you guys are able to. And I understand the situation with that. I've been in trucking for a long time. I've had my own freight broker. And my husband had our own trucking company. So I've been on every aspect in it. I got out of dispatching for a minute because we all know the market was really bad for a second, and it's still kind of interesting right now. But
For sure.
I've been in it. I worked for union companies. I worked for Roadway. I've done all of it. So compliance, you name it, I've done it. So looking to get back into it full time, and I'm just looking for the right platform that I'll be able to be with for a long time and bring on. Because right now, how we get trucks is I actually have individuals that I pay to call owner operators. That's how we get our people now, is basically smiling and dialing. And that's the marketing way that's why I was really inquiring about your system in regards to that, because right now they're just primarily cold calling.
Got you. If you guys are primarily cold calling, then I know for a fact we would be able to help you guys. Well, cool. Out of ApolloE, I know that you're kind of making that transition as well and kind of looked into other platforms. What kind of separates this one specifically from the other ones outside of just pricing?
The one thing that besides pricing, to be honest with you, pricing is a big point because when you're looking at they have a lot of things that you guys are looking to integrate, they already have in place. Um, as far as integration with the payment processing, that sort of thing. But I've worked, like I said, I've been in trucking long enough to know that when you get with a company that's just starting out, as long as they don't get, they don't get, don't, I guess their britches don't get too big for them, they have a tendency to be more loyal to those who come in at the ground floor than those who
For sure.
that they've grown. And I'm all about supporting a new company. That's just what I've been an entrepreneur for years. And if it's somebody that's new and innovative, I don't mind putting my dollars behind and supporting them because I know when they grow, there's other opportunities within that company as well. You never know if a company goes public or offer stock off. You never know. So those are things that I look at versus an established company. Even if a company's been around for 2, 3 years in this industry, and they know that they've got some, like for instance, I mentioned cloud trucks. I'm in Atlanta, so I know all about cloud trucks too. Um, when you have a company that's been around or they've got buzz around them, they price their model, so they kind of like forget about the little guy. So like I said, my main thing is you guys are good on pricing, and I understand because you're beta, you're good on pricing. A lot of things that you guys are looking to integrate, they already have. But it doesn't necessarily mean that I would go with a company who already has it because eventually they're going to price themselves out the market.
Okay. Yep. No, I appreciate that feedback for sure.
Awesome, you guys. Any last words? Any last questions, thoughts?
Hello. Yes.
Yep.
This is Joey. I just wanted to say, how long y'all been in the business? As you know,
You mean in terms of how long has the software been launched, or how long have I been working, within the dispatch space?
the software.
Got you. So we launched our software officially back in like April, May.
Okay.
We've been working on it for about a year and a half now. And,
Okay.
I've been on the dispatching side for 5, going on 6 years.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Joey, did you have any questions specifically, or what's some thoughts you had on Apollo from what you've seen?
Well, because I came in late, I had some stuff. I had some problem today on the job. I just caught the middle of it. I'm very, interested. I was asking on when did, because when I used to work the load board, I just worked one at a time. I couldn't, and the way y'all got it now, y'all integrate like 3 load boards together. I never done that. I never even seen that been done. I just always worked off individually. You know what I mean? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
That truck stop. It was individually. You know what I mean? I never seen it done like that.
Yeah, so just to be clear too, we're in the process of adding more integrations. Right now, we have it built out with 1, 2, 3. But again, when I spent years working as a dispatcher, and the struggle is, I'd be on DAT and then refreshing and refreshing and refreshing, and then I switch over to truck stop and then refreshing there, and then I switch back to DAT, and the perfect load, just popped up. But because I was looking at truck stop, now I didn't miss the one on DAT, and I call the broker and they're like, sorry, I just booked it. So sometimes it can get a little bit tedious switching back and forth between different load board providers. So the vision of what we're trying to build is, one aggregated location where you can add all of your load board accounts there. The thing that makes it a little bit difficult is since our software is specifically tailored to dispatchers, not that it's created for carriers, but since it's specifically tailored for dispatchers, some load board providers like DAT and Truckstop, it's been an uphill battle working to add those integrations because they specifically, now they don't even offer dispatcher accounts anymore. So that's why we like to be kind of upfront and transparent about, where we're at as a company, what we're working on. Nothing is guaranteed, but we're actively kind of working on it. We're also working to add some of the other ones from some like, some brokers directly like CH Robinson, Snyder, TQL. They have their own kind of broker load boards that we've recently reached out to them as well. So at the end of the day, we're going to build the best solution that's possible. The industry is, the industry is tough for dispatchers because we're kind of like the black sheep in a sense. But
Right.
we're working to build the best solution possible for dispatchers and be honest and transparent with you guys throughout the process.
Correct. Okay. I don't have nothing against it. It's brilliant. That's a brilliant idea. Like I said, I've been at it for a while, so I come back in, it's something new. But in the trucking, there's always something created new, every day. You never stop learning in trucking.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
yeah,
I appreciate
um,
the uplifting words.
yeah, man, it's brilliant. I love it. We're still working on our end, but here pretty soon, I guess I can kind of get back with you on next week. Because I've been thinking about the last 2 days on this, and I really, really, really think this is a good move. I really do. I just got to make some and put some
Okay.
things in place. But I'm really, and my thing is, I want to, to go along with this program. I just want to pay it all off. Just the
Yeah.
whole thing, just up front, all the way off, so I wouldn't have this, bill. That's what
Yeah.
me and my wife working on now. So hopefully next week everything come out good, like I really want. We just pay it off.
Yeah, I
Just,
appreciate that.
yeah.
Just so I know where are you guys at within your dispatcher? And I know there are a few different people on the calls. Are you guys getting started? Have you guys are actively dispatching? I know some of you guys.
What it is, what I did was I kind of put everything to the side, you
Mm-hmm.
know, just like the lady was saying, it got kind of hectic. And I started reaching on other things, because, I couldn't get the rates. The rates were so bad, in my
Yeah.
area, come from out of Texas and Oklahoma.
Yep.
Because the rates used to be good over here. You can take, freight from out of Texas, go up to Chicago. You can get, 375 right at $4, but the rate got so bad, they went down to like 250, and it
Yeah.
was hard because the fuel was up. So I kind of just slid everything to the side, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm standing at now. I got everything that I need, but I probably need to do a little bit more upgrading because, like I said, I haven't been here for a while, but I still got my office set up. You know, like I said, I was going to do brokering, but hey, man, the freight just was it was pitiful, man.
Yeah,
And I
brokers.
had my own, I had my own deal going. I had my own trucking company going. I had to, scoot that to the side for a minute
Mm-hmm.
and sold everything. So now, what I'm doing now, looking to rebuild.
Yeah.
This time, I'm not going to come out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's nothing like working for yourself.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've been in this thing here for quite long. A long time.
Yeah.
So I really want to get back in it, and this is where I'm gonna stay. But my thing is this: I want to merge on dump trucks too. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do that. But one thing is one. I have to work on one thing at a time. So
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
that's where I'm at right now.
Okay. Yeah, no, that all makes sense. I appreciate you sharing that big time.
Okay.
I
Ginger, I
want
think
to,
you have
yeah, I
a
want
question.
to speak to the brother that was just speaking. So it's funny. I used to have a brokerage, and I got out of the industry when the rates went tank. As far as dump trucks, that's a whole nother beast. The money's good, but it's a beast, and it's not an easy beast to tackle. I've done
I
dump trucks as a broker side, so just let you know,
okay.
it's an if you ever I can put we ever connect, but I'm just letting you know if you want to know about dump trucks, I can tell you about dump trucks.
I would surely like the information. Um, Out here, like I said, I'm in the Midwest. I'm out here, well, Southern Midwest. I'm from Georgia. You know, over in Georgia, it wasn't the rates. The rates wasn't like it is over here. See, over here we don't get a lot of rain, so trucks. I see dump trucks. They roll, and over here, I just never seen the way they haul.
I
They
ran them out
really.
of Texas. I
You
ran dump
did?
trucks out of Texas. Yep.
Yes. Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to get to now. That's what and that'll be a good connect. To there's something to go in new. I really want to get into that and see what the do's and don'ts in that. Um,
Oh,
Go ahead.
let me ask you one question. So you guys load. Do you guys have you thought about integrating specialized equipment I don't know if 123, because I've never dealt with 123. Do they do hoppers? I can't remember the word. Hot shot.
Okay.
What do they do? Hoppers. You got hoppers. I don't know if they have those other integrations, but I don't know if you guys want to know this. If you want to integrate another load board that may work, and I can message you. I hope I can reply to email. They are a dispatcher friendly integration, and they do specialized equipment load boards. So that might be something you guys want to look into integrating, not just the
Absolutely.
traditional equipment type, because the real money honestly is in intermodal and it's in
Yeah.
specialized equipment. Because I used to run hoppers too, like your dog food and stuff. I ran those, and it's a lot of money. So something that's to put on the tab to look at integrating specialized equipment, because if you can do that, tankers and stuff, you could really command a lot of money for your subscription if you're able to integrate specialized equipment.
Nice. I really appreciate that big time. And yeah, I'd absolutely appreciate if you could let us know, which load board provider that is. And then we can reach out to them to see, what the integration looks like.
No problem.
Okay. So what I can do too is I can put my email in the chat. So if you want to email me directly, let me see.
Was that specialized load board? Is which one is that
There are
specifically?
several that I've used.
Okay.
And specialized load boards are nowhere near like they are all dispatcher friendly, the ones that I've used. But if he puts his email, I can send him the ones that I've used for hoppers, for in-use dump trucks, for all of them. And like in intermodal, you get that. I'm telling you, if you, this is what a lot of load board companies miss out on. They only focus on traditional equipment types, your hot shots. When you are able to integrate specialized equipment, you can pretty much command, because a lot of people are not in those industries in dispatching.
Okay. Perfect.
And that
Yeah.
opens up a new revenue stream, not only for your business, because you're able to, you could even create a whole separate, like when people are signing up as a dispatcher, you can actually have them click on what other types of
Yeah, we
equipment they
actually
would
have
like
that.
to dispatch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we actually have that, and specialized equipment is one of them, but it more so just adds it to the contract. But yeah, that will be a really good add-on, that you mentioned.
So I'll email you guys. I got a schedule call, I think we guys tomorrow anyway, but I'll email you the load boards that do specialized equipment, including dump trucks and all of that.
Okay, perfect. And I just put my email in the chat, steve@apolloe.com.
I got it.
Perfect. Any other last words or questions? Not yet. Well, Steve, you want to close us out? Any last words?
Yeah, no, I mean, first and foremost, thank you, Kalei, for having me on. Thank you guys for your time, your patience, your questions. Again, like I said, one thing we're really big on is treating our users like family. So, be critical. Hey, I like this. I don't like this. Hey, I'd like to see this feature. This makes sense. This doesn't. At the end of the day, we don't want to just build what we think is a good idea, but we want to build something that makes, our users' lives easier. And so we believe in listening to and learning from our customers. So if there's anything that we can do, even if you don't sign up, feel free to let us know. Hey, I think this would be a good add-on. If there's anything that I can do to help provide more clarity in that, then I'm absolutely more than glad to do so. But again, thank you guys so much for your time and for having me.
Okay.
Joey, I put my email address in the chat, so you can, if you want to reach out to me about the dump truck stuff.
Thank you much. Thank you.
Okay.
I just seen it pop across. Thank you much.
Okay.
Okay.
And one more thing, intermodal, it's them though ain't let me slow down.
Containers.
Containers, yes. Now,
When can we sign up for, hold on, when can we sign up for, can we sign up now for the Apollo? We're able to sign up now?
Yeah, you can sign up now if you wish. Again, there's still features that we're actively releasing, but yeah, you can definitely sign up now if you go to ApolloE.com. If you
Okay.
go to ApolloE.com, what we can do as well is I may be able to work on creating something like a special promo code for you guys. Now that you guys have been kind of working, with Calais, even if it's just, 50% off the first month or whatever it is. So if you guys want, I can reach out to the team and see if we can maybe get a discount code created that, would be specifically for this group here. And then once we
Okay,
have that, we can share it with you if that's something you guys would find valuable.
definitely.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, cool. Calais, does all that sound good to you?
Yeah, sounds good. I'll send that out with the replays whenever you get those over for everyone.
Okay.
One more question and then I'm done. With you guys being a new company, are you going to set up an affiliate type of referral program? Like if we know other dispatchers or we want to market your platform to other dispatchers?
Yes,
Just curious.
absolutely. So we're working.
His
Yes,
phone went
absolutely.
out.
So we're working on creating an affiliate program. We're working on creating an affiliate program to where there is, yes. So for example, let's say if you guys refer someone, there'll be some type of, kind of incentive for you guys, for you guys to be able to do that. So that will probably be launched maybe within the next 2 weeks or so. And I'm more than glad to keep you guys all updated once we do.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Nice. Well, again, I really appreciate you guys hopping on, just spending some time with us, getting a chance to learn a little bit more about ApolloE, Steve, and myself.
Okay.
If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach back out to us. Email Steve, reply back to the emails that you get from me. I answer them.
Okay. Well,
Another question.
okay,
All
perfect.
right. Thank you.
All right, you guys. Good night.
Good
All
night.
right, guys. All right, have a good night.